Okay, the first question, what kind of public transportation do you usually take? To be honest, I don't usually take public transportation. I really use buses or trains. This is because I usually rely on my electric motorbike to travel between places. For me, it is more convenient and environmentally friendly. Do you prefer public transport or private transport? Actually, I prefer private transport simply because it is more convenient and flexible. I don't have to wait for a train or a bus, and I can travel where I want, where, whenever I want. I find private vehicles more suitable for my life. How much time do you spend traveling on the normal day? On a typical day, I spend about 1 to 2 hours on the road. It depends on the weather and the traffic conditions. I usually try to leave home earlier to avoid traffic jams, especially during peak hours. What will become the most popular means of transport in the country? From a point of view, I think that motorbike will remain the most popular means of transport in Vietnam. They're relatively cheaper, convenient, and suitable for both city and countryside roads. However, I think electric motorbikes will become increasingly popular and may gradually replace traditional ones in the future. Okay, part 2. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the time I traveled by public transport, special specifically by bus. It happened about a few months ago. I traveled from my hometown to Hanoi with one of my friends. I decided to take a bus because it was relatively cheap and convenient. The journey took around 1.5 hours. At first, I felt a little uncomfortable because the bus was quite crowded, especially during rush hour. However, after a while, I got used to it. I spent most of the journey chatting with my friend and looking out the window, so the trip was actually quite enjoyable. Although I don't usually take public transport, I think it was a useful experience. I would probably use the bus again in the future, especially when I want to travel somewhere far and don't want to drive myself. It can also help reduce traffic congestion and air pollution. Thanks for listening.